Sony's list of superhero films have not had a particularly good run lately. The latest to join this list is Madam Web, a non-Spider-Man Spider-Man film, which has released to poor critical and audience reception. As it turns out, it's broken a 22-year Sony box office record, in that it hit an extremely low $17.6 million in its opening weekend, which is just shy of Morbius's $39 million. Although, let us note that Into the Spider-Verse attracted only $35.3 million despite its cult status. Naturally, Madam Web has attracted countless memes, all of which reference the fact that studios seem to be phoning it in with superhero films, with Deadpool 3 the only exciting flick to be touching the horizon. Even Dakota Johnson, the lead of the film, seems to have lost interest during her promotional press tour, describing shooting with a blue screen as absolutely psychotic. It's just gotten to the point where superhero films feel so formulaic and bare bones that they aren't even worth watching anymore, with such a heavy reliance on CGI that none of it has any impact. And so, whilst it's always good to give a movie the benefit of the doubt before watching, as soon as the trailer for Madam Web released, complete with cringy lines and a boring plot, it garnered a heavily cynical reaction, which would only be justified as it launched to awful reviews. After all, the actual Madam Web is usually portrayed as a much older woman in the comics, so whilst it's understandable that Dakota Johnson is far more marketable from a cynical point of view, it's just weird that Sony chose to go with this particular storyline. Why not choose any of the other Spider-Women readily available for action? Is it because they felt they'd have to get Tom Holland in and it'd cost too much? The end result is a clear lack of vision that speaks for itself when it comes to quality, which is unfortunate. It's not always as if all superhero movies are awful nowadays. Even the campy Venom films are good fun, and the animated Spider-Verse stories are brilliant. However, it's clear that executives always want to take their cash cows in the safest possible direction, and that lack of experimental fun hurts not only their wallets in the long run, but also the trust of viewers. It's safe to say the hype for Marvel and DC films is at an all-time low, even bombing harder than Morbius back in 2022, and Madam Web has consistently received poor reviews across the board. In short, this film has decisively demonstrated the superhero fatigue plaguing cinema, which doesn't necessarily come from the fact that people don't like that genre anymore, it's just that film executives do not want to try anything new, and the stories suffer as a result. What meme would you guys like me to give a lesson in next? Let me know in the comments below.
And remember, like and subscribe! Or else.